Good evening. Welcome back to the Think It's All Over, the all-weekly football podcast with people who don't take themselves very seriously at all. We've got Liam in the top right there, our resident Everton fan with a smile on his face for about the first time this season. Andy, our Leeds fan who's, he's given up, haven't you? Given up. And I don't know who the other guy is. Don't know. So some imposter. But apparently he's got a bit of a vendetta against Man United. Interesting.
Sick and tired of it.
He's sick and tired of it, are you?
Yeah.
I think we're going to get into it straight away. Well, not straight away, because we're going to have to do the scores, aren't we? Because we didn't do the weekend is over this week. Nobody noticed, but we didn't do it. So I have to bring up the scores. I've included Perry's wild, fucking mental predictions in here as well, and he actually didn't do too bad.
Liam's nailed it.
Yeah, Liam had a good week, son. Good week.
Very good week.
So many backwards results.
Yeah, and he backed Leeds as well. Liam could have had almost a flawless week.
But surprisingly, I don't owe Perry a pub, so that's a bonus. And what has that done for the table? Let's have a quick look. Obviously includes last night's mental results.
Yep.
Some team down the bottom in 17th there that jumped up a couple of places. So let's kick off with that then, Liam. What the hell happened yesterday? I even did you one of these, mate, because I don't think you've had one of them.
I know. Jordan Pickford as well. You're all right.
I know. I felt very, very special.
I mean, I was with his mates yesterday watching Sunderland against Preston, so I don't know. It must have been fate. Like sitting in a pub full of Sunderland fans listening to just get the rave on music and all that. I was like, oh, yeah, this is going to be fun. Couldn't even hear the commentary, and it kicked off, and I just didn't stop celebrating, basically.
Just haven't stopped still.
Yeah, I still think I'm dreaming.
Sean Dyche a legend now, or is it flash in the pan?
I mean, he got his tactics right for once. Coincidence or not, but Michael Keane was not on the pitch. That is all I'm saying.
Fucking hell. Everton win 5-1. Michael Keane still gets a battering off you.
I will say,
to be fair, go on.
In Liam's defence, when you look at anything to do with Michael Keane in an Everton video, all the comments are saying the same thing. Why is he starting? Why aren't we playing Mina? So it's not just Liam being fussy with Dyche. Fans are screaming for him to be dropped as well. And it seemed like for the longest time he was just going to resist it, wasn't he? He didn't want to be there. But yeah.
I mean,
it wasn't just Liam.
So when he got onto the team, I actually said, is he taking the piss? He decides to drop him today against Danny Welbeck, Mitoma, all these fast mobile strikers against Mina, who looks like he's running in treacle. Well, we got our 3-goal lead, and then all they did was trying to put the ball in the box. And there's a picture. I'll try and find it later. And it's Mina heading the ball away, and Tarkovsky in the background going, admiring it. He's just so funny.
Because it's the first time he's seen it this season. Bless him.
Yeah,
he certainly isn't doing it himself. Yeah, so there was that one, and then obviously Forest got smashed. But almost came back.
No, Sunderland. Southampton.
Yeah.
Southampton.
Forest won.
Yes.
Yeah.
Forest won. Yeah, that's it. I got it all backwards. But yeah, it was a back and forth game. It was just a weird fucking day yesterday. Yeah. Sunderland got into the playoffs. I mean, what the fuck?
That's why they're on the brain.
Ruined my weekend, that did.
It was weird because I had when Andy put in that Fulham had a penalty, the first one, not Fulham, Leicester had a penalty, the first one. I pulled it up on my phone straight away. So I'm watching it with Jack. Saved the penalty. I cheered and Sunderland scored. But then I think Blackburn scored at the same time, so they got a double celebration. And then when Preston fans realised that it meant Blackburn weren't going to the playoffs because of Sunderland, they weren't asked anyway.
Yeah. Oh, you got to see first hand then, isn't it? Brilliant goal, Diallo.
Yeah. I mean, as soon as it left his foot, I literally just went, wow, what a fucking hit. And I just started clapping as well. It'd be one of those clips where you see on the TV, just some guy like.
Golf claps.
Yeah.
Well, I can't believe they managed to squeeze their way into the playoffs. I mean, I'm in a way I'm pleased for them because they've been gone for too long. It would be nice to have the derbies back.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
At the same time, fuck off.
Was did you notice Gellert playing well for Sunderland?
To be fair, I don't know, guy. Did he start?
Yeah, he's on loan from us. They had that striker who was injured, so he was literally he was one of the only fit strikers there. And apparently
I only went to watch Tom Cannon. That was the only reason I went. Started off all right, he was making some runs, but then as soon as it went 1-0, they just couldn't be arsed.
He's been getting some good reports back from him, saying he's been playing well.
I mean, they brought Pritchard on at half time, and he just changed the game for them. I was saying to them, because I've watched him at Huddersfield, and even when who was that before that? I want to say Norwich.
Yeah, it was Norwich, wasn't it? Yeah, I think it was Norwich.
Yeah, he was decent there as well, so he just changed the game.
Didn't he start at Tottenham? Was he a Tottenham player, Pritchard?
I think so. Yeah. But yeah,
couldn't tell you.
Good day yesterday for me, anyway.
Very good day for Everton fans for sure. Out of the bottom three now. Are they going to do it?
Well, no one saw that result yesterday. So, as much as Leeds, as Andy is very depressed, you've got this in your own hands. Do you know what I mean? You can go and beat Newcastle at home on Saturday. The
thing is, though,
you've got to make it.
The thing is, you've got you and Forrest have now got what we had, where you could still stop up without winning another point.
Yeah,
we've got to go and do something now, and I can't see us getting another point this season.
Not one.
Well, I think you have to win 2 games. I think what I was looking at for.
We need a win. We need between 4 and 6 points, I think, and I can't see us getting out.
But you still got West Ham. We've got Europe in the semis, haven't they? So they could rest the players.
And Tottenham at home last game of the season, hoping they've got note to play for as well.
Yeah,
I think that's a given.
The thing is, I feel more confident of our chances of stopping up than I did 3 weeks ago, just from Saturday's performance. Because there's no shame you're going to get beat by City, but 5 minutes ago they had the ball in the corner, panicking, and you wouldn't expect that from us ever. So, if anyone's going to, I think now everyone laughs at Big Sam, but I think he's the right person for what we are in now to try and grind out some points. So if it was Grazia on Saturday, we'd have lost that 8-0 easy.
Or 10, as you predicted.
Or 10, yeah. But of course, Haaland had one of his worst games of the season, didn't he? You see how many times he missed chances of falling over, fluffing kicks.
Game, or did he do it on purpose? You know,
this is what people are saying.
I think he just hadn't been charged up enough overnight. He wasn't at full capacity. Who else is down there then? There's Leeds, Leicester, Forest, and
Southampton have gone out.
Apart,
I think Southampton are gone.
They can be relegated this weekend if if we got a point at City at home to City, or Southampton are relegated.
If they lose Southampton, they're done. They have to win, don't they?
They've got a bad run as well, Southampton. They've got some bad fixtures, haven't they?
And they've just been losing week after week. They haven't shown any fight, really.
No.
You think, out of the bottom teams now, you think Everton have got the favourable running with Wolves away and Bournemouth at home?
Yeah, for sure.
You think one more win for Everton, I think, and they're safe. 35 will do it, I think.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Going to scrape by again. I still think Leeds are going to get out of it. Big Sam, he's going to do something.
See what happens Saturday. Hopefully you guys don't turn up.
Well, no, the revival starts for the last 2 games.
I will tell you one thing, though. A little stat for you. This season, we dropped into the bottom 3 4 times, and we've won our next game every time and jumped out of it. This is the 5th time we've dropped into it.
Well, that's just great.
Come on, Sam.
To be honest,
he won't show that on BT.
A lot of the lads in the Evermore chat there more nervous about this game than they were for Arsenal. So.
Well, they know about Allardyce, don't they? He's going to give it the big one, isn't he? He's going to give it the big one if he gets the result. He's going to start doing all that.
Point to prove.
Absolutely, yeah.
Walrus-faced wanker. Right, and Crippy, what's going on with Man United, my friend?
They've just been awful, haven't they? And they seem to escape criticism for how bad they've been, just because Liverpool now are in a position where they can overtake them. How embarrassing would that be? 2 months ago when they were looked at, it would be hilarious, yeah. And losing to West Ham, they're just gutless at the moment, aren't they? De Gea as well, awful.
It's just like Chris Packets, that fucker. What the hell was that? What was that? You call Melly a hologram.
It's just their fans, they always talk about as if they're going to get back to winning titles like they used to. They're forgetting that they're having their Liverpool period now, where Liverpool went, decades without winning a title. This is now going to be United, and they still have this. They still have that entitlement, like they're going to. Oh no, next year we're going to do something. We're still up there. It's like, no, you're not now, and you're actually embarrassing yourself the way the second half of the season has gone. It's really poor, isn't it? They're doing kicked out of competitions, and now they're just throwing points away in the league. So yeah, they're a frustrating team.
So you had a week off last week and just ate red meat constantly, fucking fire in your belly.
I just see the results and I think, what has gone on with that club? What's happened to them? They're like, oh, we lost Martinez. It's like, yeah, but you've just got an expensive squad. You've got still a lot of talent there.
And have you seen, apparently they've just chucked in £104 million bid for Jude Bellingham.
Must be nice.
Yeah, can't be bad at all. We're going to come back to it later on when we talk about somebody else, but yeah, 104 million.
Bloody hell.
Just like that. No problem whatsoever.
He is mustard.
Mustard. Let's talk about VAR because, we like VAR. We might as well stick with Man United. How the hell was that not a penalty? Lindelof's handball, Liam?
I don't know.
Harlem Globetrotters don't handle it as much as that.
I mean, there actually is no words. There's no words at all. It's a joke. Make it make sense.
It's like
it was pathetic.
He wasn't moving to get his arm out the way. He moved it towards the ball. It wasn't like, I better put my arm behind my back. I was too slow. It was like, fucking. So what's the point of VAR in that instance then? Like, the amount of time they spent at Newcastle looking at that penalty that wasn't given there, rightly so, by the way. I'm not saying for 1 second it was a penalty, but they spent like 2.5 minutes again looking at it, really going into every fucking detail of every frame just to make sure that Arsenal weren't going to get the penalty against them. At what point are they going to start to introduce this time thing? We say it pretty much every week now, but if you can't make your mind up in 30 seconds with VAR, it wasn't clear and obvious. Ref's decision stands, surely.
Well, in our game, the McAllister goal, they were checking that offside with VAR on that, and I was like, well, he's not offside. It's not touched Matoma's foot or whoever it was. It's like, it's clear as day it's not touched him. And they started slowing it down. I'm like, what are they looking for?
Anything.
It just made no sense.
They're looking for literally. I mean, I get why Shearer was going fucking mental at the time. I don't know if you've seen it. You sent that clip, didn't you? You just got zipped by Ian Wright. But, yeah, it was like they could not have gone into any more forensic detail to try and make sure that Arsenal didn't concede that penalty. Oh, look, we've got a Jack in the comments.
Hi, Jack.
Jack remembers it.
Hello.
He didn't.
But no, I agree with you. The Lindelof one was a joke. I don't know how they defend it. Yeah.
How they can't check the badge? I mean, it's never more apparent. I mean, fucking an absolute joke. If it was any other team in the league except Liverpool, then that's a penalty. Obviously, Liverpool, they wouldn't even have checked it on VAR. Hi, Jack.
Throwing that fishing rod out there. Go on.
Right, Liam, you've got another one. I think this was you and Jack discussing today. Where's James Ward-Prowse going to be next season? In the Championship, by the looks of things.
Well, obviously, At the start of the season, he might be there, but
he'll go somewhere like Spurs or something. I reckon someone will buy him.
Yeah. Do you think it'll be top 6, like a big 6 club?
I don't think so.
No? I think he'd. I was going to say, I think he'd be good at Spurs, but then look at who they signed. They signed Basuma in the summer. He didn't even play.
Yeah. They are good at that, aren't they?
Yeah.
Basuma and Richarlison.
Signed another striker as well. Yeah.
Just not bother with him. I don't know where he ends up.
Have him at Newcastle?
I'd have him at Newcastle, just purely for free kicks.
Yeah, Villa, Crippy.
Yeah, for sure, Villa.
No.
I think what it is, he's overrated, like not overrated, sorry, underrated. And people don't look at what he actually does on the pitch unless it's a free kick. Nobody knows. He kind of flies under the radar, but he's a proper grafter and he gets involved with everything. Pretty much everything goes through him at Southampton. So I'd take him at Newcastle, no problem. And I think
problem is it's that English tax, isn't it? He's going to be a pricey. I think he's got years left in his deal. He'll be very expensive. He is a good player, but are a club like Villa going to put 30 to 40 mil to sign him? I don't know if they would. I don't know if Newcastle would.
I don't know if they'd go that high, but there's potentially something happening. Kieran Trippier made a Freudian slip in an interview the other day, saying that'll be me off the free kicks when he comes. I mean, if he comes.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right then. what do you
talk about it? Yeah. How
you think?
I say work hard, listens, professional.
I think Southampton are trying to pull out all the stops to keep him for one more season, wouldn't you? You try and promise him that they're going to go straight back up and say, you know what I mean? Try and keep him there. The sort of built the team built around him in it, and Armstrong and all the rest of shite. To be fair, but
I don't know what kind of contract he's on.
I wouldn't mind
one
like
that would survive in the Championship.
Yeah, I think if he's smart, he goes, isn't he? His stock is at its highest at the moment, where next season could be shit for him, couldn't it? If he's good in the Championship, doesn't mean the top 6 clubs still want to come for him. But while you're in the Premier League now's the time to cash in while you still got that reputation.
He's still on the cusp of the England team as well if he goes down.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Yeah, he was sort of knocking on the door for England, wasn't
he? Yeah.
Oh, what's that about Shea Adams you said there, Liam?
I said the new player from Southampton won't mind is Shea Adams. He's a bit of a workhorse, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
So, like similar to Ollie Watkins in terms of like how he holds up the ball. But he's not the tallest, but he can still bully the defender.
They've got Lavia as well. He's decent.
Really, yeah.
He's a good player. Yeah.
I think that's the 3 of them that will probably leave when they go down.
Then, like comparing to Sheffield United when they went down, that Sander Berg. He was quite a few when they just said, give us a year.
Yeah, we was after him as well, yeah.
We were after him last season.
He's decent as well.
January.
But then again, if did they make the playoffs, Sheffield? They did, didn't they?
They went up automatically, didn't they? Second.
Yeah.
Oh, they went second? Oh, yeah, because they had the trophy, didn't they? I don't understand why. Well, yeah, never mind. And I was going to say, if they don't make the playoffs, then between him and James Ward-Prowse, whoever wants.
Ward-Prowse has been good for years, hasn't he? So I guess it's less of a risk going for him right now.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Like I said, it's that English tax, whereas Sanderberg, okay, he's younger, but it's one of them.
Yeah.
And speaking of English tax, that brings us on to Declan Rice. Moyes has been flapping his gums again, saying he's probably the best English midfielder around. Jude Bellingham, anyone?
Yeah.
Anyone?
Rice is good. I did like when, obviously remember we thought it would be Calvin Phillips and Declan Rice in that England midfield, and then Rice kind of did step up. So fair play. He's a hell of a player, but Moyes is doing what Moyes should do as a manager and protect his best asset. It's very smart.
I mean, they've said they'll accept 120 million from a team playing in the Champions League.
But we already know he wants to go. So the thing is, I get what they're doing, and it's fine, but Rice has already publicly said, I want to play in the Champions League. West Ham are miles off it. He's not going to stick around for any project they try and seduce him with. If he gets an offer from a club, he'll want to go. Even something like Chelsea he'll go back to, wouldn't you? I think he would. It'll be any team like that. He'll go in the flash. So West Ham are going to have to either hold on to him and hope that he will. Well, I think he's out of contract next year, isn't he? Which is why they're under a bit of pressure to. I think so. Yeah. So they're under pressure whether to cash in now or risk losing for nothing next year.
But 120 million,
ridiculous.
When Man United have just put in 104 for Jude Bellingham.
Yeah,
they're really trying to see 16 million quid better.
Think what that money could get you if you went if you in the foreign market. If you're willing to spend that kind of money on a midfielder, you could get the best.
Yeah,
it's a madness. Don't get me wrong, Newcastle are in the conversation, and I hope that that's where he ends up. But for 120 million,
no,
I want better than Rice.
Well, according to Transfer Market, he's under contract for 2024 with an extra option of a year from the club.
Okay. Sure, he's not going to exercise that option, is he?
Yeah.
Trying to get out now, he's not going to wait another year. But yeah, it's a weird one. I just find that figure ridiculous. But like you say, it's just Moyes doing what he's got to do. Try and drive the price up as much as he can.
Yeah. But we know West Ham are desperate.
Exactly.
It works. It works if you're a team like Brighton and you actually got something to show for your talent in the team. But West Ham are hanging on by a thread, aren't they? So it's like, yeah, I don't think many players want to stay if another bigger club comes along.
They'll be all right again next season because, unless they go all the way, they're not going to have European football to distract them. But yeah, bit of a weird one. You've not got no else left on the docket here other than results. Why? It's because Crippy's just not giving us the input anymore.
Not used
to you putting 20 bullet points on.
My brain's turned to mush. I did want to talk about the relegation battle a bit more though, because Leicester. Sorry, mate. It's just Leicester obviously got pretty embarrassed by Fulham, and then Maddison looked pretty pissed in the interview afterwards. Obviously, to get hammered, and it shows, doesn't it, that like the interviewer was asking, "What's happened with Leicester? Why have you?" And so we just started badly, and it's like you can tell that there's an issue in that dressing room, isn't there, where commitment's a factor there. A lot of people just aren't pulling their weight, and Maddison clearly wants to call out names, but probably doesn't feel like he can. But you can just see he's mad, and they must be having fights behind the scenes because they're a mess. They'd been in decent form until then, but now they're obviously still 2 points from safety, very much in trouble, Leicester, and yeah, it was pretty embarrassing.
Yeah,
it's continuing 5 to Fulham.
The thing is, if you look at say Leicester, they've got Maddison, Tielemans. You know what I mean? Tete's going to go back. They're not going to be there next season if they get relegated, are they? So who really gives a shit? They probably just don't care.
That's the thing. When you look at their squad, you think, how on earth is that team failing? Talent in every position. How on earth is that team doing so bad this season? Because sometimes they turn out, don't they? Sometimes they pull off a big win against a team they expect.
They either pull off like a brilliant result or they get absolutely battered. There doesn't seem to be any in between.
Yeah, very gutless it seems Leicester this season. And I know they didn't spend a lot. We did talk about it quite a while ago about they didn't invest in players. They kind of got rid of more than they brought in, and that does hamper you when you're trying to build. So they just didn't have the money to. But this is still underachieving by their standards. No way was this acceptable at the start of the season.
No way was this acceptable at the start of the season. I'm sick of Leicester. I'm sick of Man United.
It just shows, doesn't it? Where do they go? Because obviously I'm a Villa fan, and I speak to a lot of other Villa fans, and they're like talking about, oh yeah, it'd be good to push for top 6. But I'm thinking, well, is that even possible with how many teams we've got to worry about? Because Newcastle are now a team we have to worry about legitimately. So how much money are owners going to put up to spend to try and break into that top 6 and top 4? It probably isn't worth it for teams like Villa and whatnot, is it? It's just they probably think, well, if we can just be outside the best of the rest kind of thing, maybe have a cup run, that's probably the best we can hope for right now. There's just too much to navigate. Leicester are the same, whereas if they're either flirting on the top 6 or they just bomb down the table. Season to season, it's so hard to get the consistency.
Cups are becoming very important for like teams outside of the top 6, I think.
Yeah.
Like you say, that the sort of the monetary requirements to push at the top end of the table It's so ridiculous now that any team outside of the Big Six haven't got a chance.
No. That's what I was going to say. Brighton
now.
Do you think teams like Brentford, Brighton, Fulham, them sort of teams, do you think they're going to push on and try and get a top 7, in the top 10 or whatever? Do you reckon they're even going to, or they're just going to be another Burnley who just go from 17th to 15th or whatever every year?
I was going to say,
I'd like to see it happen. Yeah.
Happy to stay in the league.
I want the league to be more competitive. I hate this Big Six idea. And obviously, like Newcastle are pushing to break into that now, and I don't like it, even being part of it. I'd rather it was like anybody could win the league.
Yeah, but at least you've got the history behind it. At least Newcastle got the history, where they did do that. Look at Liam. He's not happy.
I'm trying to mute myself. You said history in Newcastle, fucking hell.
Liam's inferiority complex keeps kicking in every time you mention history.
I mean, no, we won't get into it.
I was surprised that Brighton are doing as well as they did after losing Potter, the left back, and Basuma. So clearly there is a remedy, a way that you can be successful, not spend a ton of money, and still sell your better players. But I always feel that runs out. Like with Southampton, eventually you just have a bad summer where your recruitment isn't quite as sharp. The players don't have the same impact you'd hope they would, and then you have a bad season. And then because you're having a bad season, players again want to leave, and it puts even more pressure on you to try and bring in other players to replace them. So it's a risky game, but it's working for Brighton right now. I just don't know. I don't know what the objective is next season with them. It's like it's pretty hard to compete with the biggest spenders in the league, isn't it? When you're spending like a quarter of their budget each time, it's very hard to stay on par. And this season they've done really well too. But you just feel next season Liverpool are probably going to be on it from the off, aren't they? You can't imagine having a slow start again.
Liverpool and Chelsea, I think this was just a one-off. I think they'll both get.
I think Chelsea will be okay next season too, without Europe, and they'll get a proper manager and he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, they're both going to be a worry next season. I don't even know what Brighton's objectives are this season. If they don't get into Europe, are they still going to be happy with what they've done? No.
They can. They'll be Conference League, won't they? With 7th, and they're odds on to get it. So I think they will grab that. But because they've already spent like a third of what they made this summer, they're good. They're good to go. They'll do what they've been doing. Yeah, their scouting has been incredible. And if they can hold on to McAllister, Mitoma, they'll do it right. There's that young striker as well who's, I think he got injured. He's really good. Evan Ferguson, hell of a player.
I mean, even if he can't keep hold of McAllister, they're going to get bags for him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. I think Liverpool are sniffing around, aren't they? And
you'd also expect them to replace him quite well as well, wouldn't you? With probably 2 other players.
Yeah, they probably got some Colombian in the under-18s who's just ready to,
It's just absolutely amazing. That's it. Like we say it all the time about Brighton, but their recruitment is just top notch. So you don't really fear for them when they lose a big player. It's weird.
No, they didn't seem to panic. And obviously Villa now are a top half team again for the season at least. We got the money behind us and we got a good manager. So I guess the objective is to stay around that area.
Well, yeah, it's got to be, hasn't it? I mean, there's no reason why they can't do it either.
What do you? Also, we don't know who's going to come up. Also, we know 2 of them. So, what do you think Burnley and Sheffield United are going to aim for when they come up? Do you think it's just to stop up?
I think Burnley can stick around.
Burnley are going to have a crack at it. I think Sheffield United will be happy to stick up.
Yeah, I agree.
So, do you think the league's going to revert back to normal with Fulham, all them sort of teams for battling down the bottom, or do you think they're going to kick on and stay top half?
Oh, that is a damn good question.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
You never know.
What's Sam going to do next season? What are Bournemouth going to do? Palace, Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. What do you think their aspirations are for next season? Is it just a case of try and get a couple of places higher, or they're going to put some money in and have a go?
Wolves having a good end to the season. They've got a good manager now, so I think Wolves are probably not. They shouldn't repeat what they've done this season. They probably will be clear of it. Bournemouth again proved me wrong. I still, it's hard to tell, isn't it? Because who foresaw seeing Leeds, Leicester, Southampton all the way down there this season? We always think newly promoted teams are going to struggle. and be dragged down. But now it's going to be an established Premier League team, at least a couple, isn't it, that's going to go down this season. So it's really hard to tell. Will Brentford, like I say, can Brentford keep that momentum up? They've had a cracking season. Can they still deliver if they lose a couple? I don't know.
So you think, say, teams like Brighton, if they got 2 or 3, maybe 4 more good additions, do you reckon they've got enough to challenge for the Champions League?
Who was that? Who's challenging for Champions League?
Brighton next season. If they keep the players they've got and they add a few more, do you think they've got enough to make that next step up?
Ooh.
I don't know.
The issue is,
can't get beat 5-1 at home to a relegation side. You know what I mean? Just you can't.
It's always the size of squad with these kind of teams. They have a great 11 and then maybe a couple of other players that are top players. But then when they have to rotate around this, that's when the form dips, which is why Liverpool, Tottenham and co always have the advantage, because they've already got an established team where their bench players would be able to play for teams like Brighton, Brentford. Look at Milner. Yeah. He's going to Brighton. Yeah. He's hardly played this. He's been on the bench most of the season. They got players like Oxlade-Chamberlain. He'd get swatted up by a mid-table Premier League team in a flash, wouldn't he? So they've got that established backup that's already better than a lot of players, directly below them. So I always think it's tough for a team like Brighton and Villa to do that, because you'd have to spend more money than your rivals just to keep up with them, which I don't think owners are prepared to do now. And obviously, it's hard to do because you have to balance the books.
But I don't think Brighton have really spent a massive amount of money, though, have they?
No, they've done it the best way, like spending a third of what they make and somehow being even better than last season with a new manager. Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah, crazy.
Who do we think's going to be that third team then coming up?
Oh, for the Championship.
Yeah.
The biggest team in the North East. The biggest history.
Middlesbrough.
I knew you were saying Middlesbrough.
Do you really think Sunderland could do it?
The thing is, if Sunderland go up, half the squad's gone. They're all on loan.
Yeah.
It's Luton, Borough, Coventry and Sunderland. So Sunderland will play Luton and Borough will play Coventry.
Yeah.
I'd love a Coventry-Luton final.
I guess I want Luton.
Been up recently, do you get what I mean? Without being like having to go to the North East, but like Luton, it's just ridiculous. And Coventry, they've been going through the mud for the past couple of years.
Yeah.
Haven't they? So
agreed. I think Luton more so I'd want because they're just tiny, aren't they? Tiny, like they're great. Yeah. But Coventry is obviously, when I was a kid, Coventry were always in the Premier League. They had like Yusuf Shipo, Mustafa Hadji. I remember so much of that years ago. I remember that team of the late 90s. Darren Hucks.
Not wrong with Darren Huckabee.
Yeah, we bought it.
So did we. I'd kind of like to see Coventry back in it, just because they were in it when I was a kid. Like,
so long.
I remember
they also lost their ground. They looked finished as a club, didn't they?
Been through the ringer.
Yeah.
I was like an underdog.
Middlesbrough's manager Carrick, though. Michael Carrick has obviously done a good job there.
Yeah,
the problem with Middlesbrough going up is they're just so tin pot. They get like 5 people in the ground every week. It looks shit on like a proper bad advert for the Premier League, seeing their ground. Like there's nobody in it ever. I don't know why.
Sunderland bring the fans, don't they? If Sunderland come back, that'll be better in regard to atmosphere and.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what it is with Borough, to be honest, because like you talk to a Borough fan and they are dead passionate. They just, I suppose it's a really poor area, like so maybe no one can afford to go, but it doesn't paint the right picture.
Club.
Yeah, honestly, you have no idea how Middlesbrough's rotten.
Has Middlesbrough still got that tosser doing their TV channel on YouTube? That fucking tosser.
I don't know what you mean, but probably because Middlesbrough.
I'll try and remember his name. I'll try and send a video. He's a right tosser.
This is personal.
Far too close to Middlesbrough for this. Never mind. I don't know who does Middlesbrough's YouTube thing. That's not something I've ever looked at, to be honest.
Only because when we was in the Championship, he was always giving it to us. I ain't seen the interview when he's outside Ellen Road going, "Oh, your stadium's decrepit, your fans are ugly." and all that outside the ground. You're like, chill out, mate.
Fucking hell, pot kettle black. Jesus.
I'll try and find it.
I guess Luton are favourites to go up, aren't they? They
literally
finished
just looked. Middlesbrough favourites to go up, then Luton, Sunderland, Coventry.
Interesting.
Yeah, because of who they're playing, that's why.
Yeah.
Only just mine, but Coventry are 5, Sunderland are 4s, Luton's 3s, and Middlesbrough's just under 3s as well.
I don't think any Sunderland fan in their right mind expected to be in the playoffs this season.
They just had a great finish, didn't they? Great form at the end.
Fantastic.
Just where it mattered.
I mean, to be fair, they were there or thereabouts pretty much all season.
Just
massive credit to them.
Blackburn. Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, that guy, he's on Borough Fan TV and he's called AJT. I'll send you the video.
Yeah, I'll have to send it. I need to have a look at him now. These fucking YouTube wankers who talk about football, man, they're all pricks. I don't know if Perry's going to join us to do the scores this week. So I'm just trying to hang back a little bit. I think he said he was going to pop on. Should be good for us.
Do we think the playoff winners are going to be the team that goes back down if they get next season?
Yes. Well,
I hope it's Burnley that go back down. To be fair,
really.
The more for the fact that they gave Company a big contract because he got them promoted. Like that never works. Alan Pardew is the
god, shining light of big contracts.
That was amazing.
Do you know what I mean?
That was amazing.
So it just doesn't work, like ever.
It's actually a good point from Liam though. They already gave him a club will give manager like a 3-year deal, but then 6 months into it, they're already negotiating. You're just like, you've already protected yourself from him leaving by giving him a 3-year deal. Why are you acting like he's going to go within a few months? They do it with players too, don't they? One good season they get a new deal. It's like, we signed a 4-year deal in the summer. You protected yourself. Yeah, they panicked.
And it's like you can't leave. It doesn't matter.
Sorry. So Real Madrid are 1-0 up. Vinicius Junior just scored an absolute rocket from 29 yards.
I have to check that one out. Yeah, contracts is pointless. It's not like you cannot buy a player or sack a manager. So what difference does it make?
Exactly. Yeah.
Totally stupid.
So if a player kicks off and says, "Oh, I'm not happy with my thing," it's like, okay, fine. Well, you're here for 3 more years, mate. So either you can sit out on your own and not play, or you can grow up and play and earn a new deal after a couple more years. But yeah,
that it again. Fucking hell. You can go or you can grow up. Wasn't there a thing as well? Like talked about Luton before. Isn't their ground not up to Premier League level? Isn't there?
It's in someone's house, isn't it? The back end of it.
Yeah.
The way in.
Up over someone's garden. Yeah.
That is amazing.
People just sat having a barbecue and you wander past.
To be fair, you know what? So, if I was those people in the house, I'd be making barbecues. I'd get barbecues maing burgers.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. You want to use my toilet, mate? Yeah, £2.
I can imagine the Luton getting the Premier League and then they charge everyone who lives in that street a fucking season ticket rate.
Yeah. You can park on my drive for £30, mate.
Yeah.
You can watch it out your back window. We need money for that. I don't know.
Yeah, they get 10,000 in their grind. It would be incredible to see a club that small in the top flight.
I don't know what it is they need to do to get it up to snuff so they can go into the Premier League. I know it's not.
Just need a brand new stand.
Maybe.
But
can they do that in time?
Bournemouth's done all that many, does it? Bournemouth's only a small stadium as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's just like the surrounding area, isn't it? For literally having to go through someone's garden.
That is ridiculous.
It's their setup. But
so, do they have to get it sorted before September?
Yeah, otherwise,
probably.
Wow. I imagine what they'll probably end up doing is ground sharing with somebody because they can't get a new stand.
That's insane. No.
I don't know who they'd go.
Because it's the same with amateur football as well. If in certain divisions, if you don't have your pitch, certain barriers up on the sides at a certain level, you're not allowed to get promoted. So it works all the way up. You have to see to certain standards and whatnot. And Luton are no different.
It's going to be fun. Should we get some score predictions done? It doesn't look like Parents is going to join us in time, so we'll crack on. Tiny game kicking off on the early one on Saturday. Just this little thing here. Liam, you can kick us off.
1-0 Leeds.
Could happen. I'm not even mad. Just disappointed. Crippy?
2-1 Leeds. This is it. They have to win, don't they? They cannot do anything else.
The fuck? Yeah, they do. The pressure is on there. Andy, how are you seeing it go?
1-1.
Still, that's bold for you.
I know, yeah.
This is Andy who, 20 minutes ago said we're never getting another point.
Like you say, it's just one of the things. It's just we have to get something, or else it's see you later.
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean,
again, I don't think because your next 2 games, I think are your winnable ones. West Ham away,
possibly.
One mind on Europe, and then obviously Tottenham.
Yeah.
Definitely. I did put 3-0 initially, and then I thought better of it, and I've gone with 2-1 Newcastle.
Home games are always the ones, aren't they?
I'm kind of expecting a bounce back. Yeah. I think the atmosphere is going to be mental.
Yeah.
And it's going to make it a bear pit.
But the thing is, though, you say this about atmosphere is going to be mental. You go 1-0 up and it'll just be absolutely toxic.
Well, that's literally what I was going to say. It's the exact same at Goodison. Atmosphere was up. Control. We had a decent start, 20 minutes, and then goal went against us. It was like, right, okay. But then the second half was just a joke, wasn't it? But it's how you react.
Same Villa Park. When we conceded a goal. They can score leads. That's the thing. They've got goals in the team. We said before, didn't we? So you can always back him to score. It's just making sure that Big Sam keeps him tight.
I just hope he don't start Bamford. I'd rather him start Rodrigo. He's got more of a goal threat than Bamford.
Well, one thing to say, though, Andy, if Anthony Gordon starts, 3 points are in the bag.
Yeah, but he's also we've got players like Junior Firpo playing.
Lord.
And Gordon did score at Ellen Road this season as well, so
Well, everyone scored there. He's no
free for all.
It all depends on how obviously Newcastle turn up as well, whether he's going to start Wilson and Isaac together again, because they've not started too often together, have they?
The first time was on Sunday, and it didn't really work.
Yeah, so hopefully he might just play one of them. But we've got one to look out for then.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm expecting them to bounce back after getting beat, but at the same time, Leeds are just so tricky for everything that's going on there now. It leads towards them having a good game, and it's too hard to call.
Like I said with the City game, if we still had Grazia in charge, I'd have written this off completely. But with Sam, you don't know what I mean. He's good. Like say the same. When we played City, you could see after about half an hour what was happening, and at half time he changed it, and then he made 2 subs and another 2. He basically used all his 5 subs in the second half. So he obviously he's tactically he knows what he's doing. Doesn't he? He's got more nous than most people. So, and we looked all right second half. Like I said, we beat City 1-0 second half.
Yeah.
So, well, mate, looking at you.
Yeah, I'm just trying to cling on to anything. You know what I
mean? Desperation. Right, we've got Crippy's lot against Spurs next up, Andy.
Well, I'm hoping Villa batter them so they've got that to play for.
Yeah, me too.
3-0 Villa.
Big call. Liam?
2-1 Spurs.
Crispy's face.
Because I saw the Newcastle history.
2 for the number of weeks that Crippy's not been here, that's why.
This is what happens when you choose life over us, Crippy. I've got you winning 1-0 to be fair, but what do I know?
I reckon 2-1 Villa.
I mean, I do hope Villa win.
Tottenham have been pretty bad away from home lately. 6 games without a win on the road. So,
Do you think Do you think if Spurs lose that's their Champions League gone?
Yes.
I think.
Yeah, I think
that's all.
Yeah, I think Brighton are going to overtake them in 7th. I think Tottenham could finish. Yeah, I think Tottenham could finish 7th, and Brighton could get 6th.
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
I'd like to see it. Honestly, they deserve all the punishment they get, Tottenham. I've said many times.
What?
I'm scared of you this week.
I love it.
No, I was setting you up. Come on.
Yeah, I love it.
I didn't hear
Ash
it. Sorry,
it.
I was
it.
too busy. I zoned out.
Just thinking I was kicking off.
Again.
Yeah.
Oh, with Crippy
I knew what Liam was up to.
Sorry, I totally missed it. But good thing about this is we can do retroactive. There we go. So yes, we've got Spurs getting totally wiped out of the Champions League race and possibly Europe according to
I'm top 6. Yeah, I think so.
No,
yeah.
This one's going to be a good one, I think, because what's happened, Liam?
Danny Carvajal has just absolutely gone through the back of shoulder barged him, but he was on the byline. Oh, hang on, Carvajal's dead now as well. I don't know what's going on.
Dead.
Well, no, they didn't show it because they just showed the bench instead of everyone kicking off. So the ball's going out for a goal kick, and Carvajal's obviously just for no reason, just completely barged Grealish off the ball and he's going flying into the advertisement boards. He's thought, right, you know what, I'm going to play dead. And then Carvajal's come over to say sorry. And I think Grealish has either just pushed him or something. I'm going to know. They show me now. Oh, my God.
Never touched him, did he?
He's pushed him up like this, Grealish, and he's dropped to the floor, screaming, holding his arm.
Oh, get to fuck. Get him sent off.
Anyway, as we
Chelsea Forest. Kids are playing nicely.
They're laughing now.
It's tough to call with Chelsea, isn't it? We just don't. They can lose at home quite easily. They can lose this quite easily, but they won. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, probably going to nick this, I think.
I've got them to nick it. I think they've already got that one win now, and they'll get a few more before the end of the season. I reckon 2-1 for me. Crippy.
Yeah, I'll copy that. Just on the basis, just because Forest struggle away from home. Again, I back Chelsea to lose at home against most teams, but Forest just aren't good travellers, so I don't think they'll do it. I know they need a win, but I just go Chelsea. I don't like it though, Ash.
I don't like it at all. Liam, what do you think?
See, I want to say 2-1 Forest, but Chelsea won the other day.
Yeah.
I'm going to go 2-2. 2-2.
Oh, you're not backing them for a second
scoring.
win?
No. Forest are scoring, that's the thing. And they're frightening on the counter. We saw that last night as well, but...
Yeah. I think that's not a bad show, actually. Andy, what do you reckon?
Super Frank, tactical masterclass, 1-0 Chelsea.
Another classic one now.
The result.
What's going to happen to him at the end of the season?
P40, goodbye. Thank you. Do not come back to our club.
2 strikes, you're out. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Uncle Y against Bournemouth. We've got to go to Crippy. He loves Uncle Y.
I love him.
That game just sounds absolutely shit, though, doesn't it?
I was about to say that. I can't even
This will be last on match of the day.
The thing is, it'll be like a 5-4 now as well, won't it? Because we bought something.
2-1 Palace.
Still got 3 goals in it, you reckon?
Yeah.
You can't back a nil, can you? You can't back a clean sheet.
I don't like it. I hate the clean sheets. I just don't see it happening.
Andy, what's happening with this one?
This has just got the makings of that joke when they say about these illegal streamers cracking down on them and you're in prison and saying, what you moving for, mate? Murder? No, I'll stream Palace versus Bournemouth. That's going to be 1-0 Palace.
Yeah. Liam, what do you think?
But then they'll finish the story like, so what score was it when you got arrested? 1-0. What score? 1-0. 5-4. 5-4 Palace. At least you saw a good game. Nah, it was 1-0.
Are you going with 5-4 then?
Oh, yeah, why not? Forget it.
I've gone 2-0 to Palace. I don't know why. I must have been feeling a bit spicy when I did that.
They're both on the beach now, aren't they? They're both on the beach now, aren't they?
Yeah, neither of them have got really anything to play for.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully Bournemouth from the Lilos when we play them, so.
Speaking of teams on the beach, Wolves have got Man United. Come on, Crippy, seeing as you're in such a Man United loving mood.
They'll win at home, though, won't they? So 3-1 Man United.
3-1. Just still no clean
Still
sheet.
can't take a clean sheet.
You can't do it. Liam?
3-0. Man U.
That's what I've got as well. Andy?
I think Wolves will get one. We'll go 2-1 Man U.
Oh, okay, go right, not a point. Gotcha. Right, another game. Southampton they're gone. They're gone, Andy. They're toast.
This is going to sting. This is going to absolutely reek this game.
Yeah. I'm back in Fulham to put the nail in the coffin, though. I've gone 2-1 to Fulham for this one.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Is Mitrovic back yet?
He could be due.
He's going to come in like the Undertaker, isn't he? And just be like...
It'll be class.
I'm going to go 2-1 Southampton.
Jesus. Keeping the dream alive.
Interesting.
It'd be just like them though, wouldn't it? When they're literally dead and buried, it'd be like them just to pull out a win, just to like, what the fuck?
And then go down the week after.
And then, they get battered the week after. Yeah. I'm going to go 3-1 Fulham.
Go big or go home. Next up, we've got Brentford versus West Ham.
Sorry, it did say. I just looked up at Mitrovic. It does say Mitrovic will play Southampton in May when he got banned in April, so he should be back.
Oh well. Crippy might. Andy might be right then.
Yeah,
could be a big one. Brentford, West Ham, another shit one. This is a problem when you get to this point of the season and you get
no one cares what these ones
left to fight for, and you get drawn against each other. I've gone. Fucking hell! I've gone Desmond on this one for some reason. Don't know why. Liam?
West Ham play Alkmaar on Thursday, so Brentford 2-1.
Yeah, West Ham aren't going to have much focus on this game, are they?
They're going to rest the squad, aren't they? So
yeah.
So what's yours, Crippy?
2-1 as well. Brentford.
Yeah. Andy?
I'm going to go the other way because I think if West Ham win, then they're safe, and that's better for us because they won't be asked about when we play them. So I'm going to go. I'm going to go West Ham 2-1.
I like it. This next one's going to put the shits up, people. Oh, probably the shits up Man City after yesterday's result. What do you think, Andy? Are we going to do it again?
I reckon that is going to be 1-1.
Interesting.
It was 1-1 at the Etihad.
I'll go 1-1. Yeah, 1-1 for me.
Yeah, Crippy, what's yours?
Everton need this, but I still think Everton are going to stay up with the two final games. So I think this will be 3-1 Man City. But Everton are going to be fine, Liam. Don't you worry. No. You're going to be fine. You'll win your last two.
I've got 3-1.
I only say that because I said that Villa will get beat. I think it all depends. Yeah. Well, I don't. It doesn't really but even their second string is just different gravy. But it all depends on tonight's result because they're getting beat 1-0 now. So if they get beat 2-3-0, they're going to rest as many players as they can.
True.
Whereas if they get a result here, I mean, they'll still rest the players, but maybe not as many.
A defeat doesn't hurt, does it? If they lose tonight to Real Madrid, it doesn't hurt you coming into Saturday's game, does it? You're happier they're coming off the back of a loss than if they won. So, it helps you, right?
Like you say, there was City. When we played them, it said before the game started, it said, they're resting 7 players. I was like, ooh, and it said Haaland, De Bruyne, Mahrez all starting. I'm thinking, oh yeah, nice one. Yeah, you really invested them out, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was they made 7 changes, weren't it? And the reason was because they rested them all against West Ham. So Ederson got a rest, and then I think loads of also just so they get the Premier League medals if they got in.
Yeah, Calvin Phillips, that smile he had when he came off. Yeah. I've wrote this, lads. I've wrote this.
You know what? 2-1 Everton. Okay, you know
Fucking kidding, son. I like your confidence.
2 wins in a row. It's happening.
Oh God, that can't be right.
Brentford playing twice on the same day.
Well.
Yeah, that can't be right. That's not a thing at all. I must have just
Liverpool play Leicester.
It's Arsenal Brighton.
Yeah, Liverpool play Leicester.
Monday. Yeah. So Arsenal Brighton.
Arse.
I don't like this one. I don't like this one at all. Andy, what do you think?
Well, if Brighton played anything like they did in the first half last night, there's going to be a fucking cricket score against Arsenal. 3-1 Arsenal.
Crippy?
2-1 Arsenal.
No clean sheet. Not surprised. Liam?
Kept a clean sheet at St James's Park, though, didn't he?
I don't know. I didn't really take any notice, to be honest. I've gone 2-1 as well, but yeah. I don't know. I think it's better for Newcastle if Arsenal win, obviously. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
That brings us to the end of the scores because we're not doing Monday because I want to make sure we do the weekend is over this week.
I'm going to say we're definitely doing it on Sunday.
How about what?
We're definitely doing it this Sunday then, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Unless I hadn't, died because Crippy's given us a death sentence just before we came on live. Anyone else got any points that have popped into their head that they want to raise before we go?
It's a good title race. I'll keep it brief, but it's a pretty good title race we're having. I know a lot of the focus is on the relegation battle because that's also really exciting. As we've got 2 of our friends have a big investment in it.
Exciting. Definitely not exciting.
It's exciting for me and Ash. It really
not
is.
The word you choose.
Leeds Newcastle in the early kickoff is very exciting to watch that because I know 2 people that care about that result. So but the title race is good, and I still think City are going to win the title, but Arsenal are holding their own still and keeping up the pace. They're doing their bit, trying to push City to the end, keeping them honest. So we'll see.
Yeah, and that's it. They're not giving up, and I think that's great for the new.
I think a lot of people probably thought Arsenal might just fall by the wayside now after bottling those few games, but they've proven that they are where they deserve to be there this season.
True, and obviously when Everton beat them at the weekend, it's wide open again. Anyway, we will be back on Sunday with the weekend is over, and then we shall be back again on Tuesday for the other live thing. This one, help us out there, right? I think I'm having that stroke. I think. Yes, we'll be back on Tuesday at 8:00 for I think it's all over. In the meantime, please enjoy yourselves. Be safe. Take care. We'll see you then. Bye bye.